So, God and I finally actually met in a dream. He does look like us. He does. He does. And we fought. He set it up. It was the first time he let me be Satan in my dream. Never let it. It's funny. The day he attacks me quite physically today, I challenged him to continue it in the dream, and he fucking did. Never been able to just sit there and be like, oh yeah, show up to my dream, bro, boy. He did today. Just woke up from it. And we fought to the death. And he almost killed me. In fact, you could say he did kill me. And I was starting to fade out in my own dream. Because he stabbed me directly in my chest right fucking here. With a sword that he brought to the fight, which wasn't part of the terms. So God's a cheater. But he brought a fucking sword. In the dream, I didn't realize that water was something that helped me. Because I didn't have that information before at that time, that it would heal me. I don't think he knew it either. It surprised him too. Because he stabbed me right next to a fucking ocean. I fell in the ocean. And my life force came back. I was literally dying in my dream. I've never died in my dream where I actually am dying. Where I'm experiencing death. And I've seen death. Mom died. One of my moms. My Mother Mary. And yes, Satan had a Mother Mary. My Mother Mary, though. She died. I watched her die. I was going through the exact same thing she was. Exactly what I saw and I experienced what death was like as I was fading away, bleeding out. But I came back. Power overwhelmed me, and I realized I was better off in the ocean. But he could go in the ocean, just like I could. Exactly as I fucking could. And we continued to battle in the fucking ocean. We went down to the bottom of the ocean because I fled him so I realized that I was gaining power. And he came to finish the fucking job off before I could fucking respawn, basically. Before I could get to the point where I would actually have strength. He came at me with his sword. And he brought Jesus to pin me down so he could finish the job. But I had recovered just enough that as he was coming back for that one last thing, and the water was not affecting his movements. I don't know how the fuck he was able to move through the water that fucking good. He was, though. He moved through the water as if he was fucking Aquaman. Got himself in position, looking at me, sinister. And I could see his face. He was gonna kill me. Because he already tried. He already kind of did. And I just had a second chance. So I grabbed Jesus, because he was grabbing me. I had my hands. And as he was plunging, I put Jesus directly in front of me. And he stabbed Jesus through the heart. It didn't kill him right away. And I could see Jesus was in the same predicament as me, but he wasn't healing. Because he was in the water, but apparently it wasn't helping him. Because Jesus could move around just like he could in the water. It's 2v1. So it was God and Jesus versus Satan. It's not fair, is it? Of course it's not fucking fair. So I took Jesus' body and I twisted it as he had the sword there. And it really surprised him because it happened in just a matter of just seconds. As he stabbed, I twisted his body immediately after he went right through Jesus' fucking heart. And the sword temporarily went through his hands in the sense like it came out of his hands. And I got a hold of the sword, pulled the sword out of Jesus. He came down, we battled some more, we wrestled. And I managed to get the sword through his heart. But he didn't have the same reaction as me. It seemed like the heart didn't hurt him. So I stabbed him as many times as I could, and it seemed like he was laughing. And then I finally, as he was about to take the sword back away, because I realized I was there. I stabbed him one last time through the head. Through the mouth, rather, but to his brain. And then I saw him start to fade. He wasn't dead yet. So I didn't technically kill him. We'll battle again. Because I woke up after I did that. So obviously I escaped the area. And wherever we were battling, I was able to leave. So I'll admit to you right now, Satan, I did flee God. He did fucking beat me. He did. God was actually right. He does have the power to beat Satan. But he brings a fucking sword. He brings a fucking sword to a fist fight. We both had the same powers, and he brought something extra. And I didn't have anything to fight back with. I had to literally use his fucking son to get an advantage. Because he didn't like the fact that I was healing. So he brought his son because he realized he was going to lose. When he saw me gaining power. He pounced on me, though. He pounced on me as soon as he realized I was recovering. So he is definitely a fighter. God is 100% a fucking warrior. I'm not a warrior. I'm not. I'm going to have to become one now. But he definitely fucking, wow. He's a real fucking challenge. You know, in your dreams, and most of the time, you don't really have the ability to fight back very well. Or sometimes you do. This is the first time I could actually fight back as if I was there. It was the first time I could ever interact in my dreams as if we really were somewhere battling. It was the first time. I don't know how to really process it. But I woke up and I left that area. I didn't see myself fleeing from him. But what I did see is after I stabbed him through the fucking head, through his mouth into his brain, I could see that actually hurt him. It did. But it didn't kill him. I know it didn't kill him, because I woke up immediately. It was terrifying, people. But when I woke up, I felt that fucking chest wound. I felt the fucking chest wound. What I mean to you is I literally felt the exact spot that sword went through my fucking chest. I felt the chest wound. I still feel it. It's right fucking here. I still feel it. It doesn't feel like a heart problems. It doesn't feel like inside. It feels like what would feel like is if you got stabbed and you were healing and you have that latent pain that comes from some sort of cut or something and you feel it. That's exactly what this feels like right now. It's getting better. So I'm healing here. Oh, man. Still can't believe I lost a fucking fight. I didn't know that we were going to fight like that. I didn't know. I wasn't scared, though. I was just like, ah, fuck, he's winning. And then I started to be winning. So obviously, we're going to fight again. We're going to fight again pretty good. But here's the thing. I do actually have a charmed weapon that he gave me that I put inside my desk in my house. I didn't have it on my person. If I had that, I could have killed him. But I didn't carry it around anymore. It's one of my charmed items. So I didn't have my weapon. I went there weaponless. I won't next time. Every time I sleep from now on, I will have that weapon. I'll have that weapon in my goddamn motherfucking pocket. So when I actually encounter him on my body here, it'll be present, so it will be present there. I know it will be because it's charmed with my soul. Unfortunately, he has a very big sword, and I only have a small, very small knife with no handle. Well, it's just just a blank knife. No handle. In the sense of like no gripping thing. Still has a handle technically, which would be called tang. But it's a full tang knife. Very small. I don't know how it would be even considered a weapon by comparison to his fucking sword. His sword is fantastic. I've never seen a sword quite as well made. Very interesting. So I'll be ready next time. But I know I'll be at a disadvantage now. And I know that when we battle again, I'll still be at that fucking disadvantage. I'll have a tiny little knife. But at least I'll have a tiny little knife. And nothing. I won't have nothing anymore. I'll have something. I don't know how I'm going to win next time. I kind of won, but I kind of didn't. I got really lucky. I got really fucking lucky. He apparently didn't know that I could heal in water. Wherever this fucking place we ended up being, water was my domain. And I fought him outside of the fucking water like a boss. But he could move through water just like I could. So obviously, he didn't have a weakness anywhere. He had no weakness. Except for his own sword. So now I know what his weakness is. You have to use his weapon against him. Now, I really don't look forward to fighting him with a fucking knife now that I'm going to be fighting him again. I'm not happy about it because I'm going to have to figure out how to fucking kill two people. Because I'm pretty sure he could probably heal his son. I didn't see Jesus die. He didn't die. And considering that Jesus definitely took a hit, he's not quite the same as God. So his sword, which is his weakness, God's weakness, mind you. His sword wasn't exactly a weakness to Jesus, but it kind of was. Like, pretty much was a fucking weakness to him. But considering that God didn't really react until it went through his head, Jesus is probably just fine. Probably has some sort of wound that God can probably fix. It probably. The only reason why he could fix it is because I'm not the one that stabbed Jesus. He is. He stabbed him. All I did was move Jesus in the way so he couldn't stab me again. Because obviously, I'm pretty sure that even though I was healing, if I got stabbed again, I would not be here. I'd be back to the same person before I took over this body. I'm asking for an army. Because he obviously has an army too. But he fought me and I fought him, and he is a better. I don't like to admit it. He is definitely a better fighter. God is definitely a better fighter than me. He's definitely stronger than me. He's definitely more supreme than me. But if you can't tell by the way that I'm fucking talking, I'm still not scared of him. Just because I felt our battle, that's how I know it was real. The only reason I know it was real is because that pain was there. I felt that fucking stab wound. And perhaps my brain is where he needed to stab too. And that's perhaps why I didn't die right away. But it will be interesting to see what the next battle entails. Which I would share with you. But if you didn't see my other videos, we had 3 encounters tonight. 3. well, 3 things happened that were relevant, rather. I need to correct myself. It's the first time I ever got to be who I am in my dream, Satan. And I got to see what humans would do to me if you guys knew who I was. And it was honestly more hurtful than it was terrifying. But I had the ability to fight you guys off. And you guys lost against me. And then Jesus lost against me. God was definitely beating me. He was definitely beating me. That would entail that Jesus is not my match. Jesus is weaker than me. But he's not. But they will be there together, fighting me again. It'll be 2 versus 1. So I'm asking you guys, when he comes here to Earth and we battle, I'm not so foolish to think that he'll come alone. He's coming with his angels. And he outnumbers me 2 to 1. It was symbolism, and I understand it now. I have 1/3 of the angels. He has 2/3. And I had the wrong assumption that I had the better warriors. I don't. I have you guys. And my angels. So that being said, it's a losing fight, people. It's a losing fight, but it's one worth fighting. I'm fighting for your free will. Because you don't have it yet. You don't know it. You don't have free will. Nobody does. In fact, I don't either. Not in this realm. Not in this dimension. I do not have free will. He's making me make this video, and I'm aware of it. I'm just aware that what he's doing to me, he's doing to me. I really don't know what to do. And since all you people were in the wrong time, I guess I maybe came at the wrong time. Or he put me here at the wrong time, rather. Where I would be at a disadvantage. Where none of you would believe who I am. None of you would believe me. So it's more of a disadvantage. But we need to prepare for God to come back. Because I hate to break it to you, humans. This is not Earth. This is indeed hell. And God's coming here to kill us. He is. But he will go after me first. So, and he knows where I am. He knows exactly where I fucking am. He knows everything about where I am. So obviously I'm gonna fight him first. I'm not sure what I'm gonna have to do to prepare for that. But prepare I will. Now I know we really do have a physical fight, and it's not just metaphysical. Which was my original assumption, that it would be a metaphysical fight. Now I know it's a real fight. And he just wanted to give me a piece of what it would be. And he allowed me to actually fight him. Which I think that we actually did fight in another dimension. And he wanted to see how easily he'd win. If it wasn't for me falling in that water, I would have been a dead man. If I didn't fall into whatever that water was, I wouldn't be here. Based on the fact that I feel that fucking chest wound, I'm pretty confident it would have killed me here too. Not that you guys have anything to worry about. It's just me. When you're already under this control, you guys don't know the difference. So nothing would change. Unless somehow you guys get a hold of this fucking stupid ass fucking video that nobody's gonna get a hold of because he won't allow anybody to see it. I really don't know how to process these things, humans. I'm saying humans because I don't know who all you are, obviously. But at least I live here with you guys. At least I'm willing to live with humanity, walk with humanity, and risk my life by putting myself in a mortal body with humanity. He's never once been able to stoop to the level of which he puts himself at risk. Except for when he fought me. So I know he's wounded. And I think I've, just now while talking to you, figured out what happened. Yeah, that hurt him. That hurt him real bad. But since I didn't have my knife to finish the job, I couldn't kill him. So I had to flee. Mind you, I didn't just flee. Because he could do all the things I could do. But since I wounded him, to the degree of which he was slowed down at least, I'm here talking to you. Now, logically speaking, from the things that I've said, the natural response is to say that I am a psychotic individual with delusions and associating things that are not of this realm with this realm. And that is the natural response. I don't expect anybody to believe me. I expect you to roll your eyes. And I don't judge you for it. If it wasn't for what I know, I'd be rolling my eyes if I was you too. Man. I really thought we were just gonna have a metaphysical fight. I never thought we would actually fight to the death. Also, I should have suspected he wouldn't have made it a fair fight. He, in two ways, made it an unfair fight. In two fucking ways. He brought somebody else to finish me off. His son to hold me down while he finally killed me. But he didn't win. That's the important part. In our first battle, it's kind of neutral. I mean, he still technically was doing better. If he were to judge the fight based on points, he won. It was kind of like Chuck Congo versus that other white dude he was fighting when he almost got knocked out and somehow gets the knockout. Except in this particular stance, what would have been reality if you are able to rewatch the fight where Chuck Congo comes back from the grave, basically. He knocks that guy out. I didn't knock God out. If we were to put both of us in those two situations. I did knock him down, though. And then, objectively, jumped out the ring and ran away because the motherfucker had a sword. So, I mean, I'm not really happy I ran away. A little bit ashamed. But I didn't have the weapon necessary to kill him, so what am I supposed to do? Just fight him in a dream for eternity? Where he always has the advantage? Or fight him next time when I also have my weapon, which is lesser than his weapon. Much less. Much, much less. But at least I'll have a weapon capable of killing him. I've challenged him to fight my dreams many times. But when he attacked me metaphysically yesterday, or actually, I guess that would technically be this morning around 1 5 a.m. when he attacked me, and I can explain that in a different video. In this realm, attacked me. He only can attack my brain. It didn't work, though. Because here I have the advantage over him if he's not here and he's messing with me metaphysically. In the sense where he's actually affecting my body. He's already tried to stop my heart and it didn't work. He said a number of things to me trying to kill me. It's never worked. He didn't have the advantage here. In that regards, if he's not fucking here, he doesn't possess the ability to beat me without physically being present. But when he comes, I don't know what's gonna happen. I really don't. When God arrives here on planet Earth, which is hell, by the way, I'm not scared. I'm just uneasy. I don't have to contemplate how to fucking beat him. I don't know how. I just don't know how. If anybody can respond, and you watch this whole 26-minute, which will probably be 28-minute video, shoot me a comment what you think I should do to fight him next. What method should I do? I don't know how to fight a person, or an individual, in this case a god, that has a sword. And I don't. But if I was to have a small knife, I still don't know how to fight the individual that has the fucking long sword. That's what kind of sword it is. It's a long sword. I don't know how to fight against a long sword. I don't. Especially when you don't have another fucking long sword. So if somebody could train me in the way to fight, it seems now I understand that God will use a sword. He doesn't respect guns, any of that kind of shit. He's a sword man. But perhaps if I'm expecting a sword next time when I bring a knife and he has a gun, I don't know what I'll fucking do. I mean, yeah, I just don't know what I'm gonna fucking do. But I'm not gonna freak out. I'm just gonna keep living my life and just seeing what goes on. But I am proud of myself for not getting killed. Y'all have a good day, and hopefully God doesn't visit you in your dreams. He is terrifying.